Today on The American Athlete.
My name's Hunter McIntyre. I'm a professional obstacle course racer, and this is The American Athlete. Yeah, that's the next belt. I think for me, it's just little battles. I don't care what the title is. There could be money behind it. There could be a big gold medal. There could be tons of babes in a parking lot somewhere waiting for my car to pull up. But the reality is I really just love competing, and I love feeling that engagement of myself at the rawest moment of failure or success. And I'll put myself toe-to-toe with anybody. And admittedly, I'm not going to the NBA and I'm not gonna beat LeBron, but if he said, hey Hunter, I got a basketball, I'm showing up to your house in an hour, I'll go toe-to-toe. My name's Hunter McIntyre. I'm a professional obstacle course racer, and we are here in lovely Malibu, California. My sports background was a little bit of a crapshoot. It was a bunch of older brothers. I ended up kind of bouncing from town to town, so I was picking up new sports as I went. Primarily, I was a wrestler and a runner, but I grew up playing soccer, tried football, tried lacrosse, and I never really loved team sports. I just always felt like there was too many cooks in the kitchen when I was trying to get one job done, which was winning. As I started to get older and started to get more serious about sport, that got a lot more important to me. I remember at age 13, I was on a lacrosse team. I was a long stick defense player. I was the center, and these guys besides me were just knuckleheads. And I said, that's it. I'm off the team. My parents were like, we bought you all this equipment. And I was like, you don't understand. They're not worth it. That was the end of my team career. And from 13 on, I was a solo artist. What brought me into the whole world of obstacle course racing was a talent that I had from a young age that was underdeveloped and like really unknown until I'd been bumped out of 3 rehabs, and it was my last chance. So like, Hunter, if you screw this up, you're basically going back to the court system, and at that point, they're probably gonna throw you into a penitentiary. I said, I've got one chance here. You gotta give me a job that is so entirely challenging that I have no energy whatsoever at the end of the day to go drink, get in fist fights, or do something else stupid with my time. He got me a job as a logger. That's when I really became a man. All of a sudden, I was 19 years old. I was 155 pounds, around 6 feet tall, and within 6 months of having this job, I was 215 pounds, 6'2". I recognized right then and there, I was like, if I put my hard work mindset that I did towards logging into anything else, I can basically win. If you just put an ounce of more energy into being a great athlete rather than a great partier, you'll be the best. I think the big shift for me happened when I was in a position where my parents were telling me what to do, the dean was telling me what to do, and they were cracking down on me, and I realized those people cared about me. When I got that job as a logger, I don't think those people cared if I died or not. They didn't care if like all of a sudden this kid, like, hey, did that kid come back? He left on his shift like 4 hours ago. What happened to him? I just had to mature very quickly. And it was just like, if you're going to be a man in this kind of world, you have to be physical to the utmost capacity, and you also just have to be brave and deal with the shit that people give you. From being a little punk to being a man in like 6 to 8 months, it was the perfect schooling.
It's never easy hearing hard truths, but that's exactly what Hunter needed. Thankfully, it led him down a more constructive path in life.
Obstacle course racing is a very exciting, dynamic sport. We have anything from American Ninja Warrior, which is very popular. That's more of like reality and entertainment. And then you can take it as far as World's Toughest Mudder is probably the pinnacle endurance event in our sport. It's 24 hours. The best athletes are gonna get 100 to 110 miles, and you're gonna go over a couple hundred obstacles, maybe 1,000 in that 24-hour span. It's ludicrously hard. I started out in 2014, the short course world champion, and that same year, a couple months later, I won the 24-hour world title as a team. We have the hardest day on earth, which is World's Toughest Mudder, and now we have the hardest mile on earth, which is the title I've held for the past 2 years called Tough Mudder X. To you, you may say 1 mile. I mean, what could happen in 1 mile? It is hell on earth if you want to take yourself there. We have 10 obstacles and we have 10 weight challenges. Now, the weight challenge can be anywhere from 250-pound dumbbells that you have to do deadlifts with, carry it a certain way, do more deadlifts, bring it back. So you're just basically moving a large amount of weight in different kind of ranges of motion as you cover this mile. I mean, your back is just breaking, your heart is pounding, your hands are ripping to shreds. I know that's a crazy way of putting it, but obstacle course racing, I think, is the sport where we are trying to find ways that the human body can overcome any challenge at any time. Probably the most exciting thing about our sport is that the majority of times I sit down next to somebody on an airplane, I say, well, what do you do for a living? And I say, well, you ever heard of a Spartan race or a Tough Mudder? They're like, oh, my crazy cousin did one of those a couple months ago. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm kind of like your crazy cousin, but I do it a lot faster than him. So it's pretty exciting that my sport, which 5-10 years ago was embarrassing to talk about, is now somehow in every household around the world.
Behind the bravado, the trash talk, and the sheriff lies a fierce competitor who believes that if he can pull himself out of tough times, others can too.
Being the best at something is something that I believe is really deep inside of every person. I think a lot of people need to have this shock effect where you basically have like an earthquake that really lifts up the ground, and then from there you need to practice every single day clearing that up more and more inside yourself to bring that person out. Everybody's got it. Endurance sport is something unique in the way that it is an internal battle, I believe, every single day. And even myself, you know, I had substance abuse, I had legal troubles, and then I found sport, and ironically it was endurance that really was the thing that helped me develop the most as a person. I was able to just spend 4 or 5 hours a day on the bicycle, or then get in the mountains and just pick a peak and just start running to the top of it. By the end of it, even if it was just a second of silence in my brain where I was able to find clarity, those 5 hours of hard work was worth it. I think a lot of people, they just allow the momentum of the world to kind of wrap around them rather than having control and finding train tracks and just charging forward with as much momentum and speed as you can. Endurance is a beautiful thing if you are a person in search of an answer.